fight filmed here at the iconic ProCam studios. ProCam for all your audio and visual needs. My co-host, Shannon O'Connell, Joel Camilleri. Shotgun, how are you?
I'm great.
Camma, how are you?
Just as good.
Just as good?
So, yeah.
That's so good.
He's definitely not better.
Tell you what was good on the weekend, the Futures program. How good was that? Hosted by Jamie Pittman at Frank Pianto's gym at Eastside.
Yeah, it was unreal. It was really good to watch.
There's a lot of good talent down there as well, so a few kids on the move.
Speaking of things that happened on the weekend, the talk of Jake Paul and that media scuffle with Floyd Mayweather. Now, really quickly, do you think it was a staged event, Shotgun?
Look, I don't think it was staged as in, I don't think Mayweather knew about it, but I do think that Jake Paul was told to do it because they knew that they'd get a reaction. Jake
Paul definitely had the video beforehand saying that he was going to steal the hat. Did you think he expected it to go that way, Camma?
No, not at all. I think he planned for it to create some hype, but Mayweather lost it. He turned, and everyone started turning as well. His security and that, so got a bit out of hand.
But you do see a right hand, and you can hear it on one of the angles that we were showing on our stories on our Before the Fight Instagram page. But since then, straight after it happened, Jake Paul went and got a tattoo saying, "Got your hat," with a little hat on it.
What a loser.
He's got massive issues, huh? Who does that?
Does it help build the hype for what looks to be him upstaging his little brother's fight? Now there's talk of Mayweather fighting both of them on the same night. Could this happen? I believe it could. Mayweather's always been a trendsetter, and this could make for an iconic night, huge night. Still uneven fights, but still a once-in-a-lifetime kind of an event.
Yeah, well, they could probably go one round in, one round out. Neither of them are going to last very long, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know how legal it would be. Like, if he knocks out Logan Paul, it's going to ship him out of the ring, like just throw him out of the ring, then put in Jake. Like, who goes first? Seriously.
Logan's definitely the B side when it comes to the brothers, I'd say. So Jake would be the A side. So Jake would be walking out second.
Yeah, I reckon.
But look, what's going to happen there, we can only wait and see. It's an absolute circus at the moment, that's for sure. Mayweather looking a little bit older, a few more grey hairs in that media scuffle. Especially after the hat came off, we saw a few grey hairs before he gets freshened up.
Maybe that's what pissed him off.
Maybe it was.
Weren't they implants? No, seriously. The people were saying that his hair was implants.
I've got no idea any of that one.
I don't the grey one. I didn't see the grey ones, but his beard and that apparently were implants.
Really?
Yeah.
Implants in the beard?
That's what I heard.
Well, if you know anything about it, please
let us know.
Yeah, let us know on all our platforms. But entertainment fighting. It's becoming more and more of a thing. Gallen has said from the very get-go that he is in for the paychecks and not in for the titles. He's come across as a crossover. So words like crossover, words like entertainment fighting, is the next decade going to be full of this kind of stuff? Are we going to see a lot more of it, Shotgun?
I think the Paul brothers and Gallen, like there's levels of it. Gallen's an athlete, so it doesn't seem as bad with him. But it does, when you really think about it, like I think it might have been you that mentioned it on the weekend, like we can't just go and just say, oh, I'm going to go and play for the Broncos. Like, it is sort of makes a bit of a joke of the hard workers in our sport.
Cammy, your thoughts?
It has its place, like between fights, they used to bring in like wrestlers and stuff and like, a bit of entertainment. But I don't know, the thing is like there's entertainment fighting and there's people who are trying to be fighters that it's entertaining. Like they're not trying to be entertainment fighters, they're trying to be fighters. And that's the thing where it's a bit embarrassing at times for Jake Paul and that. But as Shannon said, Gallen's actually a fighter now, so it's not really entertainment fighting.
On this week's episode, we also have Iron Sharpens Iron with Coach Frank Pianto from Eastside Boxing Gym.
Hi, I'm Coach Frank Pianto, Eastside Boxing Gym, Brisbane. Today I'm here to talk to you about a particular punch that can be executed in amateur or professional boxing. The terminologies that I've heard being used by coaches is a Russian check, a Cuban check, a hook off, or a check hook. It can be used as a single counter punch against an aggressive boxer, or it can be used in a combination, the last punch, to take your body away from your opponent's central line of attack. Here are some examples of where and when we can use this particular punch. Here we are in this position, as you can see, against an aggressive boxer that can lead up. Tabitha might take a step back and she'll check off to the side. That's one particular way that it can be used. It can be used as a single counter punch. Yeah? We can use it off either hand. So that was off the backhand. She can go the other way off the rear hand step. Take our opponent, take her body off my central line of attack. There it is there. Again, it's not considered to be a power punch, but is considered to be a good punch with good timing. We've given you an example of how we use it as a single counter. We'll give you an example of how we would do it to finish the combination, to take Tabitha's body off my central line of attack. Yeah? She can also do that off the rear, oh, so she might take the step back off the jab. Yeah, good girl. Check that way. Check that way. Yeah, good, good. 1, 2, step back, uppercut, check hook. Yeah. Notice how she finished the last punch of the combination to get off the central line. Yeah, good girl, good girl. Right hand, check hook. Good. She's good at this, isn't she? 1, 2, hook, hook off, go. Right, this is another way that you can use against aggressive opponent. Check hook, right? Right hand, yeah? So on the move, there. Yeah, again. Yeah, boom. Yeah. So you can keep moving with the punch also. Hook, hook, hook. Yeah, and then again, yeah? Yeah. There we go. See how she finished the last one? Yeah. Good girl. Again. Good. Good again, boom. You can also use a jab to create some space. Boom. Good.
Ace Boxing Promotions, May 15th, Mansfield Tavern. The main event there, Demsey McKean, Kiki Leituli. Let's start having a look at that fight. The heavyweights going at it. Dempsey's finally got an opponent. He's had 3 opponents pull out in his last 3 fights. He hasn't been in the ring for a while, the big fella, but coming up against Kiki Leituli.
Kiki Leituli's from New Zealand, 9 fights, 7 wins and 2 draws. What's that, 66% knockout record?
Yep, 6 wins by way of KO, yeah. And he actually fought Christian Zoy and beat him, who's going to be Justice's next opponent.
Yeah, that was in a tournament. I'm pretty sure it was in Melbourne as well. So Dempsey won some, I think it was an 8-man heavyweight tournament. And then later on, well, I don't know if before or after it.
It was after it, yeah,
so
Kiki.
after it, yeah, Kiki won his tournament as well. So he can punch. And that's always dangerous in the heavyweight division. Yeah, so we've got Dempsey with 18 wins, 12 away of knockout, which is also a 66% knockout ratio. So they can both punch, but I think Dempsey's got the more experience.
Big difference in rounds. You've got 81 rounds to 25. That's a lot of ring time.
And obviously Dempsey, 198 centimetres tall, shotgun. He's got some reach.
Yeah, he definitely has a good name, fight name.
The Tower of Terror.
Yeah, Dempsey coming out of Matrix with Steve NG. You know, Steve NG's an awesome trainer. They'll definitely have him ready. I was down there a couple of weeks ago and they were doing a lot of strength and conditioning and stuff with him then. So I think it's he's definitely going to come out, especially he's had 3 fights fall over, so he's going to be super keen.
We caught up with Demsey McKean last week ahead of his fight against Kiki Leituli on May 15th at Mansfield Tavern, and this is what the big man had to say. Demsey McKean, May 15th, Mansfield Tavern against Kiki Leituli. Mate, how's camp been?
Camp's been really good, man. It's been long, been grueling, it's been hard as usual. So just keen to get in there on May 15th and showcase my skills.
You've had 3 fights that haven't happened. You must be feeling very ready.
Yeah, definitely. The prolonged fight camps, has just kept me in camp even longer. My conditioning is on point, probably the best it ever has been. Like I said, I'm just excited and just keen to get in there and put the hurt locker on Kiki and just make a statement, show everyone I haven't left and I'm still here.
In recent interviews, Stephen NG has mentioned that you are a level above him. Where do you think you're noticeably stronger than your opponent?
My condition, my fitness is always a big part to play. I'm always coming in good condition. I'm a big firm believer if I can dictate the pace, you can win the fight as well. But, use my height, my reach, my speed, power. I think you said it yourself in every aspect. So, yeah, I'm coming in good form.
What do you think Kiki does well?
We haven't actually seen any footage on Kiki either. I know for a fact he has won the Frank Pianto 8-man tournament, one that I won in 2016. I think he won in 2018. So he does have good fundamentals as a boxer. And he's a big power puncher, obviously, you know. Majority of his wins are coming by knockout, so I can't take that for granted.
What are you expecting in the first 4 rounds?
I think he's going to come in a lot harder. I think that's where he thinks he could probably beat me. You know, we're both coming out after a bit of ring rust. You know, I'm going to be 14 months out of the ring. I think he's closer to over a year and a half as well. So I think he's going to try and want to dispose of me nice and early. But obviously I've got other plans for that.
Great sparring partners. Do you think that you've been able to replicate his style and make those adjustments?
Yeah, definitely. We get the best of both worlds. I've done a lot of rounds with Herman Purcell. You know, he's got that come forward aggression, throwing the big right hooks, left hooks, and then also getting some good consistent rounds there with Terra Moana. He's about my height, a little bit heavier, about 120 kilos. And getting good consistent rounds in with him as well. So I think both the boys helped me out this fight camp.
Noticing markable changes in as you move towards the end of the camp, that you're getting just that much better?
Definitely. Every spar, I'm starting to pick it up a little bit more, getting a bit sharper. And yeah, I'm feeling good at the moment.
How excited are you about this fight?
Very, mate. Like I said, it's been 14 months out of the ring, so 14 months too long. You know, during COVID, towards last year was acceptable. I had a bit of a shoulder injury, which I was kind of babying and looking after that. I had about 4 months out, and then I was obviously keen to get in there in December, and but we had other plans for me, and then a couple other fights fell through. So yeah, the excitement is pretty strong at the moment.
In the last 14 months, the heavyweight division seems to have picked up a bit. How important is it for you to make a statement in this fight?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I've been out of the ring for a long time, so I need to come in with a good statement. But in saying that, not taking anything away from my game plan, not doing anything silly on fight night as well. So still being smart and cool and collected, and just doing my thing and make sure I get the job done.
Mate, you're the #1 heavyweight in the country. Do you think that people have maybe forgotten that a little bit, or do you need to remind them?
No, I don't think that at all. I think, you know, being the only world-rated heavyweight in Australia, number 12 in both the major sanctioning bodies, WBO and the IBF, I think that speaks for itself, and #1 in Australia. So I don't think you can look past that. Maybe a couple of the casual fans that tune in on you know, Wednesday night fights every once in a while, they might have something different to say, but true boxing fans and the people that follow the sport itself, they know who's #1.
Mate, we try not to look past an opponent. We do try and look through them. Are you trying to aim for another fight before the end of the year?
Obviously, yeah, I definitely want to get another fight in before the end of the year. That is the goal. Maybe another 2, even. That could be even better. But definitely do not look past any fighter. You know, it's the heavyweight division. One punch can change it all, and you know that's been seen time and time again. So you can't look past anyone.
Which takes us to the co-main event. Camo, Joel Camilleri versus Luke Woods. Mate, how are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling great. We're only a couple of days out now, so yeah, feeling really good.
Luke Woods, this is his second fight at super welterweight. His only other one was against Koen Mazudia.
Yeah,
and this one's for the WBC Australasia.
That's the one, yeah, the WBC Australasia title at super welterweight. So yeah, it's the second time since his fight with Koen that he's stepping up to super welterweight. He pulled off an upset in Koen's hometown. Very close decision, but he got the win. So second time up since his last fight, so it should be a good fight.
Camo, the lanky southpaw, any predictions for how this fight's going to go against him?
My prediction is, I don't usually make predictions of knockouts because I'm always about just outboxing him, but I do believe I'll stop him before the 5th round.
Ooh, shotgun.
Luke Woods comes out, I remember watching his fight with Andrew Hunt, and then he came out trying to bang, so I guess that's always a dangerous thing. So yeah, it might not go the distance.
This is going to be a great night down at Mansfield Tavern at Ace Boxing Promotions. The co-main event, Camo against Luke Woods for the WBC Australasia title, mate. We can't wait to see it.
You know, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be an all-action fight, so tune in and make sure you're watching on the night.
It's going to be an absolute cracking night. We haven't been back to Mansfield Tavern for a while. Can't wait.
And from there, we move on to Beck Hawker versus Amanda Klein in a rematch for the vacant Australian featherweight title. So their last fight was at super featherweight, so I think featherweight will suit Beck a lot more. I'm not sure about Amanda though.
Beck Hawker being a lot more comfortable at 57 kilos and bringing Amanda Klein down. Again, Camo, this is a cracking little fight. Beck Hawker only going from strength to strength.
Yeah, well, I think in the last fight, Beck really turned it on fight night. she looked like she was much smaller than Amanda Klein, so I think it suits her to come down and wait for this fight.
Yeah, Beck had a bit of a tougher camp in her last fight, so this one, I'm told she's a lot fresher. She's been doing a lot of rounds with Taylor Robertson, so I think she'll come in looking great.
Those girls getting rounds together like that, only good things are going to come out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so for the women, Australian title is 8 2-minute rounds, so a world title is 10-2, so I guess it's a step up from when you've fought 6, but yeah, I know for myself, once you've fought 8 and 10, you never want to go back down.
Shotgun, after her first performance against Amanda Klein, how do you think she's going to handle it the second time around? You think she's going to do it a bit easier? Are we going to see a much more improved Beck Hawker?
Yeah, I believe so. Beck she's so super keen and almost obsessed with improving, so I can only see that she's going to come out looking better.
We caught up with Beck Hawker at Eastside Boxing Gym on the weekend, and this is what she had to say about it. Beck Hawker, just over nearly 10 days out from Australian title, Amanda Klein.
Yeah.
Just finishing up some good rounds with Taylor Robinson.
Yep.
You're looking great. How are you feeling?
I feel fit. I feel strong. It's been such a, I know everybody says it, but this camp has been twice as better as the last camp. I'm stronger, fitter, lighter, faster on my feet. I'm laughing. I'm happy. I'm going into this fight ready to take that Australian title.
It sounds like it's on, and you're fairly confident that you're going to make a bit more of a statement than you did in the previous fight. You think you've adjusted to everything that Klein's got, and you're ready for it?
Yeah, 100%. I wasn't unhappy with how I performed last time. Like, Amanda's a tough girl, and I don't underestimate her at all. Yeah, but I've put so much effort, energy, and time into this camp. It's been on another level, and yeah, I want to make a statement moving forward. Take this Australian and then see where it goes from there.
Where do you reckon you've improved? Obviously, you said you're lighter. Obviously, you've been getting great rounds through the camp, and you've developed really well. But where have you noticed an improvement in yourself?
Yeah, I think my boxing IQ. I'm thinking about my shot placement a bit more instead of just recklessly going forward. I'm aggressive, but being a bit more smart with how I go forward instead of going forward and leading on to getting hit on the way in or getting hit on the way out. So yeah, that's what we've been working on, and picked up my strength this time. Feel more powerful as well, so we'll see how we go.
This is going to be an absolute barn burner, and everyone should be sitting there watching this fight, shouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. Just tune in. Like, between myself and Amanda, some of the females coming through in the Australian scene, we just need that exposure. We need people to just give it a chance and watch us and really push female sport, especially in these male-dominated sports like boxing, footy, all the rest of it. We just need a chance.
We're looking forward to seeing you May 15th, the Australian title.
Beautiful. Thank you. Cheers, guys.
That's the 3 main events there at Mansfield's Haven for May 15th, Ace Boxing Promotions. Some notable mentions by Kamal.
Yeah, so we've got Abdul Mayweather, who's actually stepping up to light heavyweight for this fight. He's fought and campaigned at super middleweight, but he's 6'3". He can throw his hands, so that'd be a great fight.
Yeah, and we've got Tyson Best making his comeback, former Australian welterweight champion. So this will be his first fight coming back after he lost the title to Ben Kite.
It's going to be good to see Tyson back in the ring. He's still in the top 8, but that welterweight division very stacked at the moment.
It is super stacked. It'd have to be the busiest division in Australia at the moment, wouldn't it?
More on what happened on the weekend. We had Canelo Alvarez, Billy Joe Saunders. We're going to break this fight down a little bit more on the Tolj Tapes with Tony Tolj, but I just want to say that I picked that he would be stopping him in the 8th round. Shotgun, you put a bet on, didn't you? How'd you go?
Yeah, thanks Benny for your tips, Benny Harrington. He's normally comes through with the goods, but
what do you say?
He told me points. We thought we were going to get there, but like I think Canelo said after the fight, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's
exactly right. And Billy Joe Saunders, really, there's levels to it, and that's been said before and before in boxing, and he just wasn't good enough. At times, I thought he could barely be a sparring partner. And wrapping all the events from overseas and internationally is Tony Tolj with the Tolj Tapes. The Tolj Tapes. So much stuff happening internationally. Let's start wrapping it straight away. Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. I think we should probably start with Soto versus your friend Takayama.
Yeah, mate, what a cracking fight. Soto is just a big power puncher and was winning the fight, but Takayama he's just the people's champion. He's been a pro for 21 years, and fought the who's who, like the Chocolatitos and everyone. And I think it was round 6, he even started dancing in the ring. That's the epitome of an entertainer.
Mate, he is super entertaining at 107 pounds there at light flyweight. But you didn't like the decision of the fight being stopped in the 10th round. He looked like he had a bit more left in the tank. Definitely a lot of shadow sparring going on after the decision.
I'm all for stopping something sooner than later. But when the guy is actually throwing back and is not in any danger, especially for the caliber of the fighter, he's been a pro for, like I said, 21 years. I think he's the first Japanese boxer to win all of the different sanctioning bodies. And it's probably his last fight. Soto was landing some heavy punches, but he just wore them well. He's that kind of a fighter. You got to know who you're in the ring with if you're the referee.
Who'd you have ahead on rounds?
I would have Soto probably ahead on rounds. But it was just an entertaining fight.
From there, we move to the main event. You're wearing the shirt now. Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez. Pound for pound, the best in the world at the moment. Absolutely and without a doubt. For the WBC, WBA Super Middle Super World titles and Billy Joe's WBO Super World and the Ring Magazine titles, all at super middleweights.
He didn't do much in the first round. I gave Billy Joe the first round. And just kept going and going, and it does what Canelo does, and it started landing the kitchen sink.
But we can understand why he stopped. He wasn't going to win the fight. He was getting completely outclassed and a lot of damage from that uppercut.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't actually Billy Joe that stopped it. It was the trainer. And full credit to him. If you got one eye against Canelo, and Canelo's getting it over you, and the next round would have just been arrested for manslaughter.
He absolutely would have. And, he's already come out and said to Eddie Hearn straight after the fight, with all due respect to Billy Joe Saunders, it was easy money.
Hey, my friend, with all my respect, I told you, easy money. It is what it is.
He's got the personality going now, Canelo as well. Easy money, telling Andrade, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, at the end of it, he's gone and stormed the press conference. And look, they were talking a lot of smack, but they didn't take another step forward after Canelo told them all to leave.
Yeah, that's right. And Canelo abusing him as well, going, "You're horrible, horrible fighter."
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Jamal Charlo has said that he will relinquish his middleweight title, move up to super middleweight for this super fight.
No, I see the next fight as Caleb Plant. He wants to unify the super middleweight division, and that's the only one that's left.
Canelo says he's got 7 years left.
Yeah, mate, it all depends on this. It could be 100 years if he's still getting that amount of money.
Well, the deal that he's got with DAZN and with Matchroom, why wouldn't he? It just seems like he can just walk in and out of fights, get all the coverage that he needs to make him a superstar and to make that dosh.
Now he's a free agent as far as I know. So he can just walk right in and fight Caleb Plant on a PBC show and laugh all the way to the bank.
Or Triller.
Yeah, anything. Mucho dinero at the moment.
Now from there, May 15th, there is another card. Joshua Buatsi versus Daniel Dos Santos.
That's a good fight. Buatsi is number 2 in the WBA. And I was actually... Matchroom contacted me to match that fight. And I had a couple options there, but due to circumstances, none of them took the fight. They've ended up going with the Frenchman.
This is going to be an interesting fight.
I think there was agreements done with Blake Caparello, and that fight just never eventuated. Nothing to do with Caparello's side. It was all Buatsi and Matchroom.
Could there be a shot for Faris Chevalier?
Yeah, possibly down the track. They could go down the French route, have fight him first, and then fight Faris next.
There's the new date. We're going to Miami for Cambosis versus Teofimo Lopez. The date has changed. What do you know about this?
Yeah, it's moved back 2 weeks. Only an insane person would want to go against Mayweather anyway. And it's going to be at Marlin Stadium. It just shapes up to be just a massive event because you're going to have that on Triller, ESPN. You're going to have Naoya Inoue fighting Michael Daspinaris. That's Inui's mandatory IBF title defense, as well as his WBA super titles. And there's a massive month of June of boxing. Top Rank have announced their lineup. They've got first Shakur Stevenson. He's fighting for the WBO interim title. The reason for that is Jamel Herring, who's the full champion. He's looking to fight Oscar Valdez in a unification fight, which is just a massive, massive fight. And then, as we touched on before, you got Daspinaris and Inui, June 19th. And then the week after, you have Nakatani, Lomachenko, and that's going to be a cracking fight. Nakatani just come off a very impressive win against Verdejo, who's in a bit of strife at the moment.
Now, Eddie Hearn has announced that there is a date. It's in August. It's possibly the 7th or the 14th for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury.
So many factors in. Tyson Fury wants to have a bank guarantee all the funding before he signs the contract. It's just part of the drama that we love boxing.
Mate, well, that's a big wrap on everything happening internationally. You are the man.
Mate, it just keeps getting better and better.
So that wrapping the show after a great weekend, a lot of events and a lot to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah, we've got Mansfield Tavern, Ace Boxing Promotions. There's also an amateur tournament up the sunny coast at Impact Boxing Gym. So it is going to be another huge weekend of boxing.
Mark Evans, one of the coaches in the Futures program there with Jamie Pittman, who invited us out for the weekend. Can't thank those guys enough. It was absolutely a great weekend. Kama, looking forward to you fighting. Before the fight, we'll be at the event there for Ace Boxing Promotions to see you strap on the gloves.
Yeah, I can't wait to punch on, but a bit shattered that Shannon's not coming though, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
co-host and whatever else. But looking forward to getting there with Luke and to the whole night at Mansfield Tavern.
Oh, mate, she's absolutely got her priorities in the right spot, so that's
yeah,
good.
I'll just let Coop know that he can corner himself.
Yeah, that's it.
Coop boxing really well on the weekend as well for a little notable mention, but all the kids doing great there at Futures and so much more to talk about. I'm Rob Scheif and you're watching Before the Fight.